Hello, I'm a 46-year-old Korean freelance truck driver. Here in Korea, I work as an independent driver, picking up jobs through a mobile app. I choose the loads I want to carry in the areas I want to go. Sometimes it's long distance, sometimes it's short. Today is Tuesday, July 1st, 2026. I left home at 7 a.m., and for about an hour, I scrolled through the app looking for a job that pays well and goes to a place I like. Luckily, I found my first delivery of the day. It's a trip from Cheonan in South Chungcheong Province to Anseong in Gyeonggi Province. So now, let's hit the road. Time to head out to the pickup location where the cargo is waiting. As soon as I arrived at the pickup location, 2 forklifts rushed over and quickly loaded the cargo. Turns out it's an urgent delivery. For a freelance trucker like me in Korea, nothing makes me happier than a fast loading and unloading. It saves time and keeps the day moving. The cargo weighs about 10 tons. Not too heavy, just right. They finished loading the cargo in no time and asked me to head out right away, since it's an urgent delivery. Of course, absolutely. For a freelance trucker like me, the faster I finish one job, the sooner I can pick the next one. So urgent loads like this, I love them. In Korea, freelance truck drivers like me are often called kalbari, pronounced kalbari. The name comes from the word kal, referring to how we pick up delivery jobs through a mobile app. And bari is Korean slang that roughly means to complete a task or to get the job done. So together, kalbari means someone who gets a delivery call and gets it done. Freelance truckers, like me, usually prefer not to be tied to a company. We like freedom. We choose where to go, what to carry, and when to work. It's a flexible lifestyle, and that's the big advantage. But of course, it's not all easy. Sometimes we don't get paid on time. Sometimes we have to drive to places we've never been before. And yes, there are risks. It's not always smooth. In this series, I'll show you what it's really like to live and work as a freelance trucker in Korea. You'll see the pros and cons of this lifestyle, behind-the-scenes stories from the road, the beauty of Korea's highways, and everything else that comes with life behind the wheel. Stay tuned, there's a lot to share. I just completed my first delivery of the day. Everything went safely and smoothly. I wanted to film the unloading process, but unfortunately, the company at the drop-off location doesn't allow any video or photo recording. In Korea, a lot of companies have strict rules about privacy and security, so filming isn't always allowed. Still, good news, I was lucky enough to grab a second delivery right away. While the first cargo was being unloaded, I used my phone to pick my next job. We are loading the second order cargo. Let me briefly explain how the freelance trucking system works here in Korea. First, you have to buy your own truck, along with a special yellow license plate that's only for cargo trucks. I guess it's similar in many countries if you want to work in transportation independently. If someone has the money, they might pay in full with cash. But in reality, most truckers, like me, take out loan from the bank to get started. Buying a truck isn't cheap, and for many people in this industry, financing is the only way. Before buying a truck, you need to get a freight transport license. The test isn't too difficult. If you live in Korea and have a bit of general knowledge and do a little studying, it's very doable. Once you get the license, you'll need to buy a cargo truck, get the special yellow license plate for freight transport, and then register your business at the local city office. After that, you're officially qualified to start working as a freight trucker in Korea. Once everything's set up, the next step is to join a freight delivery app. This is where the real work begins. In Korea, there are 3 main freight apps that most truckers use. These platforms require a monthly membership fee, and once you're subscribed, you can browse and choose delivery jobs for the whole month. Personally, I use 2 different apps, and I pay about 60,000 won per month in total. That's roughly around $45 US. Depending on the app, there are some differences, but you can't work unlimited jobs every day. Usually, you can take on up to 4 or 8 deliveries per day. Now, let me introduce my truck. I drive a 2020 Tata Daewoo Prima, one of the most commonly used trucks in the Korean freight industry. It's a Korean-made vehicle and currently has around 510,000 kilometers on the road. It has 460 horsepower and comes with a 10.2-meter-long cargo box. This is a wing body truck, which means the side doors of the cargo box open upward, kind of like bird wings. That's actually where the name wing body comes from in Korea. As for the features, it has an automatic transmission and is equipped with a ZF retarder, which is an auxiliary braking system for added safety on the road. A lot of people in Korea start their trucking careers by taking out a loan to buy a brand new truck from a bank or a finance company. Many go for world-famous brands like Scania or Volvo. Great trucks, no doubt. But about 3 years ago, I decided to go a different route. Instead of a new truck, I bought this one as a used vehicle. Considering my personal financial situation and the reality of freight rates in Korea, paying off a monthly loan of around 2 to 4 million won, roughly $1,500 to $3,000 just didn't seem realistic for me at the time. So I didn't just skip the Scania or Volvo. I also passed on brand new Korean trucks. Out of many used options, this one stood out. Even though it was secondhand, it had solid durability, good condition, and most importantly, it fit my budget. So I paid 80 million won in cash, about $60,000, and made it mine. Working as a freelance trucker, or called Bari, in Korea has its ups and downs. The biggest advantage is the freedom. I'm not tied to any company, and I get to choose when and where I work. But there are downsides too. I often have a drive into unfamiliar areas, and sometimes the roads aren't really truck-friendly. And the payment? It's often delayed, since many jobs pay after delivery is completed. Today's video was just a quick introduction to what it's like to live and work as a freelance trucker in Korea. Moving forward, I plan to share more about my daily life on the road, the challenges I face, and the beautiful highway views across Korea. I'm still learning how to edit videos, so this one may be a little rough around the edges. But thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me on this journey. This video may be simple and not the most exciting, but if you enjoyed it, even just a little, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps me keep making more content. To all the amazing truckers and transport workers around the world, I wish you safe roads, good health, and great days ahead.